entire lifetime. Even when you are still an infant in your mother's womb, it depends with what your mother does at that particular time, because you start hearing information, you start learning while you're still there. So that information is actually stored in the dendrites, the small branches that I showed you on the nerve, right? So the brain is actually processing and storing information in the branches of your nerves. As I'm speaking right now, if you have never heard this, if you're hearing this for the first time, so if you're hearing this information for the first time, there is a new branch that the brain literally produces for that particular information in your brain right now as I'm speaking. So whatever you listen to, there is a new branch, but then if it's the same information, that branch is strengthened. It actually grows thicker and it grows stronger because of that particular information. That's how you retain memory, and that's how you become intelligent with that particular information. When you retain it over and over again, it becomes thicker and stronger, and you master it. Right. And actually that is done by a process called protein synthesis. So when you eat food, like food that is rich in proteins and stuff like that, because proteins are the ones essentially for developing these new branches and for growing muscles and bones and tissues and stuff like that. So they are also involved in growing these new dendrites in your brain as you eat your proteins through that process. Now, memory. Memory is very important. All of us have memory. So the memory is the information stored in the branches of the what? Of the dendrites. That's what? That's memory. So all information is actually memory there. As I've mentioned. So if you want to strengthen the memory, you meditate or you reflect or you contemplate or you think upon that thing. The more you think on it, the more you are strengthening the memory of that particular information. So the more you reflect on it or the more you think on it, you're actually reinforcing it. It becomes a permanent thought. The more branches you have on a particular nerve, the stronger and the more intelligent you become. The more branches you have on one nerve, the stronger the memory and the more intelligent you become on that particular information. Right. Now, there are three different types of memories in a thought. This is how a thought actually is formed. So there's what is called informational memories. Now, this is the data, the details, the specifics of that particular information that are associated with that particular memory. So as I'm speaking, I'm giving you facts, data, and information. This is what it's informational memory. So the brain is creating a new branch and is storing this information. And then there's what is called emotional memories. Emotional memories is the emotions associated with the information that you're being given at that particular time. So as I'm speaking right now, you're gathering facts, data, and information, and there are certain feelings that your body is responding to, or it's reacting in a certain way. So that constitutes in forming a memory. Now, the physical memories, now this was talking of the environment, the physical embodiment around us, the environment. For an example, you would say, I remember. Now, when you recall this memory, you're like, I remember on the 26th of November, 2022, when Trey was speaking about the brain memory, Cymbals was also there singing, and outside it was actually not raining. The weather was actually cool, it was nice. So, the environment constitutes or contributes to forming that memory as well. So that's actually how the memory is formed. Now, when you look at this, at the bottom here, it shows how intelligent this memory is. So on top there, it shows how light, the memory is, the information is there, but it's not that much. But if you have reflected, contemplated, thought, and reflected on that particular subject, literally in your brain, the nerves, they become so dense and thick that shows the intelligence that you have on that particular information. All of us here right now, or maybe let me not say right now, but what the brain does it performs 400 billion actions per second. Now, actions, these are movement of the nerves, of the information. There is data that's going on. The processing of information, 400 billion actions per second. Right. So that's so fast, so quick, but only 2,000 of those actions you are actually aware of or conscious of those actions. They happen so precisely at a good speed without actually, creating any accident in your brain. They are so organized in a way that the way they happen, they are in an orderly manner. And part of those 400 billion actions per second is actually growing new branches and storing new information. And all of us, again, in our brain, we have actually 100 billion neurons. All of us, 100 billion neurons, right? So what it means, each nerve or each neuron, it can actually grow from 15,000 to 200,000 branches. Remember those little branches I was showing you, the dendrites. So each nerve in your brain, it can grow the branches from 15,000 to 200,000. What does that mean? This means that, for an example, if you're a grade 12 student or you're studying any subject, for you to pass 9 subjects in grade 12, you only need 9 nerves out of the 100 billion. You can only use, if you're dealing with 9 subjects, one subject, its entire information of one subject can be stored in one nerve. That's how big, that's how powerful God is. That's how fearful and how wonderful made you are. Amen. Because one nerve can store the entire subject. So for you to pass 9 subjects, you need 9 nerves out of the 100 billion. So this comes to show that how much we have actually used our brains. How great is our God? How great is our God? This is phenomenal, right? Yeah. This is gigantic. This is I can't find the right way. Yeah.